Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.
What's up, guys? Mr. Fit to Flourish here, and today I wanted to talk about day 8 and day 9 of trading the $500 account. So let's get right back into it, into the series, Abundance is Your Birthright. Let's keep winning. Also, free link or link to the free Discord in the bio, free 3-day trial in the Discord if you want to tune into these plays for yourself. And just kind of follow along and then take a lot of the resources and a lot of the live trades with us. All right, here we go. So this was day 7. So we kind of recap this in another video, day 7, back up there. And then day 8. So day 8, I took and I called this out in the group as well, but I took what was it? What's that thing? TLT. So took TLT puts as the market was ripping. On April 2nd, the market was ripping to the upside early morning from the jump. So TLT typically does the opposite. So I took TLT puts pretty much right at the open and called that out in the group. They went well over 150%. I ended up taking profit near 70 or 80%, something like that. And I had a very small position size in that. And then day 8, all these days are getting, that was day 8. Day 9 was over here. So day 9, I took SPY calls at the open, and I'll show you exactly why. So just small plays. This was a play that I took at work. Didn't really have time to sit there all day again. So if I don't have time to sit all day, I'll do a couple scalps, but I'll still use confluence. So I'm always making sure that there's enough confluence to get into these trades. Okay, what does that mean? What is confluence? It's evidence to get into these trades. So currently on day 9. Anyways, let's show day 8 what I did on day 8. So day 8, I'm kind of looking at the S&P 500. I'm looking at all these stocks. All these stocks are pretty beat down. We're in an overall downtrend, so you want to really be trading to the downside. However, on this day, which was April 2nd, we had a pretty big overreaction, I believe, to tariffs. I think that was what was going on then. But we had a gap down, and SPY pretty much just kind of ripped to the upside. Or this was in anticipation to tariffs, actually. Tariffs were going to be announced at 4 p.m. that day. So huge move up to the upside, and then a little bit of a sell-off later on. So what I did was I went ahead and saw that TLT had gapped up while the market gapped down, and since the market gapped down and was ripping up, TLT was coming down. So I took puts pretty much right in here somewhere, just because the volume RSI was super low and coming down. There was this huge gap to fill, so I was just aiming for that gap fill as the market was ripping up. There was a lot of strength in the market. Saw Bitcoin at like almost 90K. Nvidia was up at $111. Just big moves in the market, causing an inverse kind of relationship with TLT. So took puts at the open. This went pretty stupid in the Discord. Okay, a lot of people held longer than I did and made over 100%. Anyways, that was the first play on day 8. And then day 8's second play, I took SPY puts because I was waiting for this. This move was unhealthy. I have a video on the ease of movement strategy, which basically talks about how if a stock rips up too quickly, it's going to come down just as fast. So we had this straight up move, and we'll pretty much come down at that same angle that we moved up. Okay, if there's not a lot of consolidation, then we're just going to come down. If there's consolidation in an area, we're going to stop in that same area. All right. Anyways, so what happened? So I saw the volume RSI, which is what I use. I use these 3 indicators. I pretty much just use the Saudi ATRs, which I don't really use all the time, but Saudi ATR levels, the moving averages, and I pretty much focus on the 9 moving average, which is my pink line, and the 20 moving average, the yellow line. So didn't pay attention to that too much here. What I saw was a lot of selling up at these highs, and what you'll notice is on the Saudi ATR, we actually hit the 50% expected move to the upside. So we're hitting a key level, big topside wick here. So those are major signs of reversals, hitting a key level, major topside wick. And then I want to show you something else about this topside wick. It's a micro double top. What does that mean? We have a flat top of a high or a close and then an open right next to each other. It's a close and then open. That's a micro double top, okay, with a huge topside wick. That's a sign of a reversal. And then the volume RSI was coming down super duper hard. All right, so my entry was premature, but still, I review charts every day. So reviewing charts every day, I know where things can go. So I took the entry up here and then exited somewhere around here. It was like a 30% gain or something. But overall, got my P&L to $350. And I'm leaving money on the table, and that's okay. You don't have to catch the entire move. Okay, as long as you're making a profit and taking profit as I'm making a significant change to your account, that's what matters. You can't be sitting in there hoping that it goes to a million bajillion percent when your the account is so small right now. Okay, understand that the account is super duper small. It's like $1,900 right now. So the way to trade, the way to realistically trade. Okay, I know there's people who get those GameStop YOLO plays and you see them on TikTok and Twitter and stuff, but they get those one time. Okay, someone different wins the lottery every day. Okay, someone different wins the lottery every day. But after 5 years, or after 5 months, or 5 days actually, after 5 days, 5 months, 5 years, you never hear of these people again. Because what happened? They blew their money. Okay, you get into you wait for these GameStop plays and you hope. Hopium is not a strategy. All right, so these strategies that I'm using actually work, and they don't all. It doesn't always fall this far. I know that I can it will at least go far down enough so that I can make 20% gains, 30% gains pretty easily. And then we'll probably experience either a huge reversal or we'll get some sort of a pullback, consolidation, option contracts are wasting assets, so it'll expire, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I know I can get at least 30%, so I got that 30% gain and exited. And we had huge continuation, so I could have got like a million bajillion percent, but who cares? That's not what I'm focused on now. What I'm focused on is meeting my daily goal of $100 a day, and as long as I'm making a significant change to the account size, to my account size, that is when you want to take profit. Okay, this is a gem. Whenever you're making a significant change to your account size, take profit. Some people keep asking me like, "Oh, what's the take profit?" Or like, "Oh, when are you getting out?" Or "What's your goal?" Like, when you're making a significant change to your account, that's when you need to exit. Okay, we do have take profits, visual take profits, like, oh, when we hit the call zone, it's that's a take profit 1. Take profit 2 is at the close of previous day, and then at the low is like take profit. Like, that's fine to have take profits, but when you're trading wasting assets, take profits can get you cooked, because if you're trading 0 DTE options, et cetera, just keep in mind they can lose value. Okay, and it won't always hit those profits right away, or those take profits right away. It might hit it tomorrow or in a couple hours, but then by that time your asset has wasted anyways. All right, and then today's day 9. Day 9, I took calls right at the open just because I understand that when price deviates this far from the mean, we're gonna have an attempt to the upside. So it was a pretty easy early morning play. I know the volume RSI was low, but the main thing that I saw was there was a lot of buying pressure pre-market. Pre-market, we were here by 543. There was a lot of buying pressure trying to push us back up. So I was going to target this key level early on in the morning. So pretty much took calls right at about 545, 20-ish. And then I exited once we hit 547.60. So that was a $2 move. So it was like pretty insane for the calls. And I took 0 data expiration calls. It was very volatile, but there was a lot of buying pressure. So I knew we were going to make at least an attempt to the upside. We had continued buy pressure for minutes and minutes and minutes. And I just exited after it was like a 2.5 minute play. Got my $300, which is more than the $100 goal for the day. Got my $300 and just exited. Okay. And I used the entire account size on that just to get a quick 20% gain. And as you can see on day 9 here, I got that 22% gain there. So not really any strategy there, except that I document charts all the time. I understand mean reversions. I understand how price moves. And I was at work, so I can't watch the charts all day and make I can't watch the chart and wait for the open to be taken out, like this 15-minute opening range. I couldn't wait for that. But that would have been a very nice play. 15-minute opening range, break to the downside, huge sell-off there. So that would have been the better play, but like I said, got to take advantage of what I can. That was the only time I could trade in those 5 minutes, and then I couldn't watch the charts for the rest of the day. So not really any strategy there. Anyways, that's where we are currently on the $500 account. Currently at $1,900 on day 9. And like I said, since the account is pretty much tripled now, pretty much tripled, almost quadrupled. Since it's almost quadrupled, it's going to start picking up a lot quicker now. So what's quadruple from 2,000? Well, that's 8K. So we're going to start seeing a lot bigger gains a lot quicker. So in the beginning, it's kind of slow. I know some of you guys are probably like, oh, this is kind of boring. Like we just went from 500 to 1900. That's nothing to cry home about or write home about. But it's going to start picking up pretty quick. Next thing you know, it's going to be at 100K. So like I said, we're going from $500 to 36 million guaranteed. And just follow along for these strategies, what I'm doing, and you kind of know what I'm doing because I'm pretty much repeating the same thing every day. Opening morning plays and then 920 crossovers with break of structure and volume RSI. That's all I'm looking for. All right. Anyways, it's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish, and I'm out.